Hey guys. Now, in my series about alcohol and other drugs, now we're going to talk about the worst drug of all. And those of us who have been abused by narcissists know exactly what that drug is. It's worse than fentanyl, nasty street drugs, crack cocaine. It's worse than heroin. It's worse than any of them because it directly harms another human being. Control, power, and dominance over others is what narcissists, toxic types, intentional sadistic assholes, you name it what you want to fucking name it, but that's what it is. And they can't breathe without dominance, power, and control over others. It's the worst drug of all. Period. Because this directly harms somebody else, especially the scapegoat, because they can't breathe. They don't have permission to breathe without having control, power, and dominance over somebody else. And if you're their scapegoat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They pump your energy out of you with all their negativity. Mine like to treat me like a human pinata. Just hit her some more, abuse her some more, and we'll get our big prize. Uh-huh. Human pinata punching bag. This is the worst drug of all. And they are addicted to it. They can't live without it. They can't even breathe without it. They are desperate for it. I've made many videos about all sorts of addiction, okay? But this one is the most damaging and the most harmful, and they don't give a fuck as long as their stinking hide doesn't get any consequences for what they're doing. Nope. How dare you defy the intentional sadistic asshole narcissist and not give them their narcissistic supply, which is control, power, and dominance over somebody else, especially you. Now, most of you guys know this because I've just done a whole series on alcohol and other drugs. But the narcissist types really don't want to talk about this one. There's no AA for this one. It's not easily identified. That they can't breathe without power, dominance, and control over somebody else. That they desperately need that because of their pathological insecurities. That's the way they cope, by taking it out of your fucking hide. And it's addictive, and they're the worst addicts of all, just my opinion. And they're rarely happy, even briefly, when they get their drug. They're like the heroin addict who's done too much and is like, can't get high anymore. That's why they're only briefly happy once you've been stupid enough to give them their fucking drug. Okay? I'm so sick of this. I am so sick of them. But that's what my mother and my sister and my brothers are. They are addicted to treating me like the punching bag, human pinata. Since they're not allowed to hit me anymore, all the abuse went underground. Excuse me. And I've talked about this several times. And it's not easily identifiable. It's not a substance that you can hold in your hand. But we all know it's true. That's their addiction. Power, dominance, and control over somebody else that didn't do a damn thing to them except deny them their narcissistic supply. And they can't go to Intentional Sadistic Assholes Anonymous or anything like that because they would never come clean about it anyway. That's what they're addicted to more than anything. Usually they have other substance abuse problems, but what their real problem is their pathological insecurity. They've got to abuse others, have control, power, and dominance over others to feel superior and powerful. And this is how they cope with their problems. They're also vampiric parasite energy drainers. But I find it to be quite hysterical and hilarious that they keep on seeking this while accusing me of being the problem. I don't need power, control, and dominance over others to cope with my life. I simply don't need that. And most of us don't. But the narcissist, toxic, intentional, sadistic asshole does. Lucy with the football. That's what they are. Because they're addicted to abusing you. That's the way they cope. And that's not acceptable because it directly harms other people. All right? You can check out my other videos about alcohol and other drugs, but this is definitely the worst one of all because they'll never get off of it. They'll never get off of it. They got the syringe in their arm. But I need power, control, and dominance over the honey badger. What do they say in those 12-step programs? Oh, they admitted they were powerless over the honey badger, that their life has become unmanageable. It's hilarious. Because their lives are unmanageable and I refuse to manage it for them anymore. I don't forgive them. No, I'm not going to either. And that feels good. Have a good day, y'all.